super. Oh my goodness, are you freaking kidding me? Ask and you shall receive, guys. Getting amazing champions from shards is probably one of the best feelings you could be having in Raid Shadow Legends, so in this video I'm gonna show you all of the free ways you could be getting yourself tons of shards each month without spending a dime. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, a like and a subscribe would be awesome, and don't forget you can also check me out live on stream each Tuesday and Thursday and get yourself a free account takeover with me, and I'll do my best to help you out so you can progress faster and easier in Raid. Speaking of progressing faster and easier, I also have a brand new download link for you guys, which is gonna give you 4 amazing champions as soon as you start the game. You get your hands on the legendary champion Corrado as soon as you start off and finish the tutorial. On level 10 you get yourself Ugo, on 20 you get Lady Annabelle, which is a monster in Doom Tower by the way, and last but not least we have Thane, which is crazy good for clan boss. You also have 24 hours to get your hands on one of the amazing legendary champions from the promo code section. And here you could use the code Desert Queen for Tejano Rock straight up, which is a Void Legendary and an amazing support champion, Monkey King for Sun Wukong, or Demon Slayer for the brand new fusion that just ended to get your hands on Folin. The choice is yours. Okay, so we all know there's 4 different shards you could be getting in Raid, which is the Ancient Shard, the Void Shard, the Primal Shard, and the elusive Sacred Shard. But did you guys know there's over 20 ways of you getting those shards each month for free? Yeah, I thought so. In this video, I'm gonna go over all of the different ways you could be getting your hands on these easily each month, so you guys can be always stacked for fusions, events, and all of that good stuff. Let's bang out the easy stuff first. The daily login rewards are definitely a great place for you to be getting yourself a few shards here and there. It's nothing too fancy, but as you can see, we even have a Sacred Shard on day 268, but definitely don't get used to that. If we go over things, you're gonna notice there's basically a couple of Ancients and a couple of Voids each month if we round it out. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but when you draw the bottom line, you could round it out at 2 Ancients and 2 Voids per month. Next up, we have the shop section, and I know what you're thinking. Chris, you said you're talking about free monthly shards, and yeah, you're right, this is the shop, but there's also free stuff in the shop, which is the Ancient Shards. You get yourself this bad boy each week once, and that stacks to 4 times a month. So you get your hands on 4 Ancient Shards each month just by checking the shop each week. Raid also throw us a small pack or whatever the hell pack they call it here from time to time. I mean, each day once, but there's never shards in those, so we're not talking about those here. On the number 3 spot we have the quests, and here you do get your hands on a good amount of shards each month just by playing the game daily. We have the weekly quests, which give you an Ancient Shards each 5 days. Even though it says weekly quest, this thing is actually doable in only 5 days because this is the one that really blocks you from completing it faster. Claim the rewards for completing all daily quests 5 times. So that's a grand total of 6 Ancient Shards each month out of your weekly quests, as long as you finish off your dailies on the daily basis. We also have the monthly shards, and here I already completed the one that gives you 1 Void Shard each month. And as soon as I finish these campaign battles, I'm also gonna get my hands on 1 Sacred Shard, so this is the first way you could be getting yourself Sacred Shards each month for free, just by completing your monthly quests. It's not exactly hard, as long as you enjoy playing Raid, this should be completed on auto for you each month, so that is a grand total of 1 Sacred and 1 Void each month out of these quests, and also a grand total of 6 Ancient Shards through the weekly quest. Moving down to something that a lot of people actually do not realize, but did you guys know you do get yourself Ancient Shards from dungeons as well? Like, look at this. When you check out what the possible drops here are, you're gonna see the accuracy, the speed set, lifesteal, and so on and so forth, and look at that, at the bottom we also have Ancient Shards. The chances of you getting an Ancient Shards are actually brutally low, it's something like 0.5%. But if you round it out, it really comes down to how much energy you spend each month, but I'd say it's reasonable to assume you can get yourself at least 5 Ancient Shards for a month, given that you're gonna be spending like, what is that? Probably 20,000 energy each month on dungeons and stuff, so definitely not far-fetched to be getting 5, heck even 10 Ancient Shards from the dungeons, but let's keep it on the low side and call it 5. This thing is, by the way, for all dungeons, with things like Spider, Ice Golem obviously, Sand Devil also gives them, Shogun, you name it, they have it. Heck, even the Potion Keeps are giving these things, but Iron Twins obviously isn't, he's in here for the essence and stuff. But yeah, even the new event dungeon is giving Ancient Shards, so as long as you're spending energy on dungeons, you do have a decent amount of chances of getting yourself 5, 10, or even more Ancient Shards depending on how much energy you splurge. The market is another great way for you to be getting yourself Ancient Shards, by the way, and as soon as the month refreshes, you get yourself a chance to get up to 5 ancient shards just by checking out the market daily. And I do this anyway because I do buy myself a bunch of mystery shards here and there because they are just a great way to get yourself easy champion chase points as well as summon rush points, so definitely worth it. Gives you a bunch of free food as well, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you have 5 chances of getting ancient shards each month, so always check this thing, especially if you haven't bought your 5 yet. While we're on this screen, we can also hop on down to the bazaar, which is not everybody's favorite place to be getting themselves shards, but it's actually a pretty reliable way of getting yourself a good amount of ancients, voids, and heck, even a sacred shard each month if you do well in 3v3 arena. Now, I know it's not everybody's favorite piece of content, but Raid is kind of a game where if you want to be doing well in one place, you gotta be doing well in everything. And I myself am definitely cursed trying to do my best everywhere, hence I'm also in gold on 3v3 arena, and this allows me to get myself a sacred shard each month for the low price of, what is this? Rounds out about my soul and a half, doesn't it? But yeah, it is painful, but if you do have the strategy for it, you could actually check out my 3v3 tips on how you could be getting yourself easy fights each week to make this a lot less painful. This also allows you to grab yourself a couple of void shards, which is going to be doable for a lot more of you. All you gotta do is be in silver, and this is going to be costing you 15,000 gold bars, which is definitely obtainable as long as you do your daily arena keys. And we also have 4 ancient shards each month, and this one literally anybody could be getting, and honestly I think anybody should be, because it's just free real estate. While we're at it, might as well also hop on down to the clan shop, and here you're gonna notice we even got ourselves a void shard this rotation, which is always very worth grabbing, cause it's just, again, free real estate. In the end of the day, clan gold is not super valuable. I mean, it is, especially if you already didn't have yourself the legendary champions out of here, but after you get those, it's always gonna be great for you to be grabbing yourself the void shards, the silver, the energy, the chaos ore, and for some of you in the early levels, even the rank 5 and even 4 and even 3 chickens, because God knows in the beginning it's very hard leveling up food. You can check out the item pool, and this is gonna show you that there's only a chance for a void shard here, and that opens up on slot 10, which I'm not exactly sure how much level your clan needs to have, but it wasn't that high, so most of you should be having access to this bad boy, and it's always worth grabbing one of these. I'd say you get this a couple of times a month. Maybe one is a little bit more reasonable, but let's call it a couple and see if you guys correct me in the comments. The arena is another place you could be getting yourself a little bit of shards here and there, and you could check that from the tier section, and here I myself am in gold 5 arena for quite a while now. Like, it literally takes a couple of months if you're smart about how you're doing your live arenas to get yourself up in gold, and here you could be expecting a void shard, an ancient shard, or at least have a chance for it each month, but odds are actually kinda low. I did do a video about this a few months back, and you guys did correct me that this thing is a lot less reliable than I thought it would be. Yeah, I'd say 1 void shard per month, and 1 ancient shard, that kind of stuff. Maybe it's even lower than that, but let's just call it 1 for each. But I think the chances are actually lower than that, but 1 each, I guess, is a safe bet. If you haven't reached gold yet, it's only gonna be a chance for an ancient shard, and you do have a chance of ancient shard even from the first bronze level, so yeah, 1 per month out of these is kinda reasonable, I guess. Live Arena is actually another great place you could be getting yourself a bunch of shards from. We're not talking about the general rewards, where you could be getting yourself a lot more than just the shards I'm about to tell you, but each month you do actually get your hands on 4 Primal shards as long as you do your gold chests each month, which honestly nowadays anybody should if they want to be doing well in the game with all of the seasonal rewards they implemented. It's definitely pretty annoying for a lot of us, but I don't know, man. When I first started the game, I was like, oh, let me just get Quintus and I'm gonna quit. Oh, let me just get the Sacred Shard and I'm gonna quit. And now it's, oh, let me just get the fucking 1,000 points each season to get myself relics. And yeah, the hamster wheel just never gets old now, does it? But yeah, just bang out your 4 Primal Shards each month, and that's gonna keep you nice and stacked for those good 2x events here and there. It is a grind, but did you guys know that you actually get yourself a bot, which is basically a free win each time you do 3 losses in a row? So if you really hate Live Arena, you could just queue, instantly concede 3 times, and then beat the teeth of the lowly bot that's gonna be facing you. And those are actually very obvious to spot too. Like right now, I'm not sure if I have one. Yeah, here it is. Like, this is an obvious bot, guys. Like, who the hell picks up Syl, Alice, and Skullcrown on a freaking Live Arena? This is an obvious bot, and all it took is 3 losses, and after that you get this free win for you, and that is a good way for you to actually get your hands on the live arena Primal Shards that way. Doom Tower is another excellent place for you to get your hands a bunch of shards each month, by the way, but obviously it is gonna take a while till you can start grinding this for free each month. And you're gonna see on normal we only have a single void shard here as a reward, but if you swap over the card, I already completed everything so you're not gonna see them right now, but we do have a Sacred Shard here, I do believe. There was a Sacred Shard here, and there's also a couple of void shards on the lower bosses. And once you get the hang of these bosses, it's really not that hard getting these on the monthly. For me right now, it's just the absolute auto climb. It has been like this for maybe over a year now. But in the beginning, it definitely looks pretty scary, pretty daunting. But with time, with the right champions, things start happening a lot easier. And yeah, it's just gonna get better, guys. Do let me know in the comments if you have a hard time with some of these bosses, and I might help you out with a quick guide about them. By the way, my download link I told you about is gonna do you wonders against Bommel. We don't have him in this rotation, but Bommel is one of the worst champions you could be facing, especially when you're first starting off. So Lady Annabelle would be an absolute monster of a champion for you if you start yourself a new account that way. Another way you could be getting yourself a little bit of extra shards here and there would be Clan v Clan. And this is by no means an easy way to get yourself Sacred Shards, but you actually could get yourself one if you have a clan that goes for those. Right now we do have personal rewards 1, and our clan is forfeiting this one, so we're not really going to be going hard at it or anything like that. It's just not worth the resources. But if you do have a clan that actually goes for those and you're in tier 6, you are going to be even getting yourself a single Sacred Shard out of these, as well as a bunch of voids and also a couple of ancients. So definitely not the worst thing in the world. So you get a grand total of 2 ancient shards, 4 voids, and 1 sacred. But this is only for the PR. So we get one of those each month, and we get one without PRs each month. So if you're in tier 6, with or without PR, we always get the clan rewards here. So this is a very reliable way for you to be getting yourself a single ancient shard from a CVC. So that goes to the grand total of 2 ancient shards per month. And we also get ourselves 3 void shards each CVC. So that is a grand total of 6 void shards each month. I'm still gonna add this to the calculation. You are still getting yourself a chance for an extra Sacred Shard each month like this, but it's definitely not something to be expected, so we're adding this one with a grain of salt. And the most important place you could be getting yourself shards would be none other than the clan boss. Anybody who has played the game for more than 1 month probably already knows that Clan Boss is by far the most important piece of content you should be tackling as soon as you start playing Raid. Right now my dumbass apparently is burning keys, but that's not really a big deal because I already did max chest on Ultra Nightmare as well as Nightmare, but yeah, I will still get myself the Brutal chest as well, because as you're about to see, those actually also give some pretty nice rewards, and they do actually stack a lot. I even fight myself the hard Clan Boss because I always have myself 1 key on all of these, so it's pretty worth it that way. And these do actually give you a decent chance of getting yourself Ancient and Void Shards, but the real money is at on Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, guys. Like, it's not even funny how much Sacred Shards Clan Boss is giving, and you're gonna see in the max chest reward that he is also giving you Sacred Shards, Void Shards, Ancient Shards, all of that good stuff, and the chances are actually quite decent. Always try to be going for the top chest, by the way, because the lower chests don't even have a chance for Sacred Shards, for instance. Like, it would be much better for you to actually do max chest on Nightmare and have yourself a shot at Sacred Shards instead of doing even the third chest on Ultra Nightmare, which doesn't even have a chance for Sacred Shards. But obviously the best thing you could be doing is 1 key everything like me and get your hands on some amazing shards that way. I've actually done the math for you guys, and here we can see what each clan boss is giving depending on the difficulty, depending on the damage. And we're only talking about max chests here because that's what you should be striving for, but yeah, we have a grand total of 6 difficulties on clan boss, and even the easy clan boss does have a chance of giving you a shard, and that shard is always going to be an ancient shard. You only have a 2.5% chance of getting an ancient shard, so that rounds out at about 1.5 each month if you do it each day, and your clan actually does kill the clan boss because that gives you 2 shots at the shards. With normal clan boss, things become a little bit better, where you are gonna have almost 3% chance of getting yourself a shard, and that shard is gonna be 2% of the time an ancient and 1% of the time a void, which again rounds out at about 1 ancient shard per month and half a void per month again. As for hard clan boss, things become a little bit better here, and you have over 5.5% chance of getting a shard, almost 4% would be an ancient, almost 2 would be a void, and that rounds out at 2 ancients and 1 void each month, which again ain't the worst. With brutal, things become a lot better, 11% chance at a shard, 9% of the time that's gonna be an ancient, 2% it would be a void, and that would be a grand total of 5.5 ancients per month and about 1 void per month. With Nightmare Clan Boss, things really amp up, and here you have 30% chance of getting a shard each time you crack it open, and 21% of the time that'd be an ancient, 3% it would be a void, and 6% that would be a sacred. While I'm saying this could be mathed out a lot better, by the way. Technically, when we have 30% chance of a clan boss giving you a shard, technically that is what, 70% chance of an ancient, 10% chance of a void, and 20% chance of a sacred? I don't know, you math wizards do let me know in the comments. There's definitely a better way to represent this, isn't it? But close enough, I guess. You get the picture. But yeah, this is where you actually start getting Sacred Shards, almost over 3.5 of them actually. And last but not least, definitely not the least, it's actually the most, we have Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, which has 82% chance of giving you a shard. Half the time that's gonna be an ancient, 18% is gonna be a void, and 13% is gonna be a sacred, and that rounds out at 30 ancient shards per month, 11 voids per month, and over 8 sacreds per month, guys. That is actually insane, and that is the whole reason why it's so important to get your hands on good clan boss teams as soon as you start playing Raid. And again, my download link really gets you started amazingly well against clan boss with so many amazing champions right out the get-go. You could even check out my guide about clan boss and all of the important buffs and debuffs you should be bringing against that guy. And again, you could be checking me out live on Tuesday and Thursday if you want me to help you with your clan boss teams, with your champion gearing, with all of that good stuff, so you guys can be progressing in the game a lot easier. Speaking of clan bosses, we can also talk about Hydra in here, and even though the rewards from Hydra don't give you any shards like Demon Lord does, we can actually still get ourselves a decent chunk of Primal shards each month if we do well on the Hydra Clash. Now, the Hydra Clash, a lot of you are gonna say, is pay to win, but you could also be pretty smart like our clan, and you could actually get yourself easier opponents if you know what you're doing. We've actually been banging out first or second spot on the Hydra Clashes for the last 2 months straight, so that basically gave us the grand total of 5 Primal Shards per month, but if we gotta average it out, 3 Primal Shards per month, thanks to the big chest from Clash, is something a lot of people could actually be expecting. We can see the first spot gives Primal Quartz, the second one also gives a decent chunk, the third one also gives a decent bit. So yeah, as long as you're doing decently well on the clashes, technically even if you're doing third spot, you could be getting 4 or 5 Primal Shards if you're getting Giga Lucky, that is, obviously. But yeah, another great way to get yourself a little bit of Primal Shards here and there. Let's say that would be a grand total of 3 Primal Shards per month, because you do get yourself 4 clashes each month. Now we're moving down to a little bit of a gray area, because it's not really exact science, but tournaments and events also give plenty of shards each month if you're paying attention to those. Even right now we can check out what's live as tournaments, and a lot of the time the dungeon tournaments actually do give ancient shards as top rewards in the top 5 spots, but if we gotta be completely honest, going for the 75 gems is a lot better if you're going for these tournaments at all. As you can see, this one is a pretty whatever tournament in my eyes, so I didn't even bother doing it a single time. Wow, it's even using champions from Demon Spawn. Like, yeah, ain't nobody got time for that for a lowly 5-star chicken. To be fair, 5-star chicken not bad for most, but not great for me at this point. But yeah, ancient shards are very obtainable here, especially from things like classic arenas and tag team arenas. Those are definitely a lot easier to do, and sometimes they do reward shards here and there, which is kind of nice. This Spider Turn Attack tournament also gave up straight ancient shards as a reward. You also had a chance to get one from the top spots. This tag team arena gave ancient shard as a reward, and I literally went first place without even trying, guys. Like, I don't know what the hell these people were doing, but I was literally 2,000 points ahead of the second guy, which is kind of nutty. But yeah, all around tournaments are giving quite a few ancient shards at least, sometimes even void, sometimes even primal, but let's say they give roughly 10 ancient shards per month, could be expected to get obtained quite easily. We could also write down 1 void shard each month, not not the most far-fetched thing in the world, and let's say one Primal as well, they do throw those here and there. And same can be said for events. Right now we actually had some pretty crazy events with the Coalition event, obviously, which did give us a Primal Shard. We also had a Void Shard on the rewards. Yeah, here it is, already claimed obviously. Another Primal, so they are very generous with events here and there from time to time. We always have a Fusion warm-up event, which does give an Ancient Shard at the end, so you do get that one once per month basically for free. It's literally just level up a couple of items to level 12, nothing crazy. Dungeon Divers usually gives an Ancient Shard as a mid reward, sometimes a Void as a last reward, sometimes a Primal, but this time it's just ore. But yeah, you get the picture. You could definitely round out about 10 per from all of these. And when you draw the line, this thing gives you a grand total of over 100 Ancient Shards per month just by playing the game for free. You also get over 40 Voids each month that way, about 9 Primals again like that, and about 17 Sacred Shards, which is actually kind of crazy. 17 Sacred Shards each month like this, guys, as long as you're doing all of these. And this is something you could expect to be able to do as soon as you're 1 year into the game, or even half a year into the game, as long as you have been really try-harding. Even as a free-to-play, it is actually doable, but obviously it takes a little bit of strategizing. It does take a little bit of luck getting the really good champions for some of these pieces of content, but all around, it is definitely something that a lot of people can achieve. As I said, we're talking about things you could be doing each month for free this way, so no need to talk about the referral program, which I was an idiot and actually completed it for the sake of getting myself 6 Sacred Shards that way. It was a pretty sad way to live life, I can tell you that much. Definitely not worth my time if I gotta be completely honest. You could be getting yourself shards from missions, from challenges, all of that stuff, but again, these are single time uses, so not really worth talking about. Same can be said for Faction Wars. Both hard and normal give you a decent bit of shards as a reward here and there. Campaign does that, all of that stuff, but no, we are talking about monthly shards, so monthly shards is what we talked about. So yeah guys, getting shards for free in Raid definitely is not the hardest thing in the world to be doing, as long as you're smart about it and you just keep on grinding. That's all it is. You really don't need to whale out to enjoy the game, but if you do, nothing wrong with that either. If this video helped you, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, because this really does huge impact to small channels like mine, and I would be hugely grateful. Again, don't forget you can check me out live each Tuesday and Thursday, where I give you my time for free with account takeovers so I can help you with your champion builds, dungeon teams, and all of that good stuff so you guys can progress better in the game. Download the game through my download link and start off Raid the right way with some amazing champions. Thanks for watching. I'm Crystal5, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.